the creativity of Jamaicans. But One Love, the One Love movie. I decided to watch this movie.
Yeah, how was it?
Where do I start?
So, okay. Off the rip, out of 10, what do you give it?
Off the rip, out of 10?
Out of 10, what do you give it?
I have a hard time rating this movie.
You have a hard... Oh, okay.
I'm going to go 7.
Okay.
But there's a lot of things that, like...
That butt was crazy.
That is just determines, like, certain things. So, and this is the problem. Because I'm trying to go from a... If you're looking for... Okay, I'll say these things, okay? And this is maybe that convolutes my review and stuff like that. If you're looking for a biopic, you're not getting a biopic.
Oh, wow, okay.
It is literally from the political unrest in Jamaica to the peace concert. That's it.
That's such a... Wow, okay.
That's what it is. Hence why the movie you would say is like... What is that? What was it? 150?
So, hour 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was just that section
Of his life, yeah.
of his life. If you're looking for like Bunny Wailer, like the bond with Peter Tosh, you're not getting that neither.
Wow. I'm sorry, I can't...
You'll get throwback. You'll get some stuff. You're not getting that.
That's actually very vital in his story.
What is that?
Peter Tosh?
Peter Tosh was like his homeboy, like from the Wailers time, and like when Bob Marley was like
What the
the younger Bob.
Yeah.
So
AKA the Prince of... He called him the Prince of Reggae. Yeah.
Okay, so his early stages, you're not
early stages, you're not getting. Well, you'll get like the Rita Bob story
Okay.
of the younger stages, but you're not getting like, if you're looking for like a Ray type biopic or like a Bohemian Rhapsody biopic, Elton John, but you're not getting that.
Damn.
And I feel like the only way you would get that is if they thought of doing the movie longer. If it was like a 3-hour movie.
Wow.
Like, remember when you did like, or like a series?
Like,
feel
New
like-
Edition.
Yes.
That would-
If you're doing something like that, it would have to be a series. For something that legendary, and the problem is like, because someone that legendary and you can't immortalize, like, so immortal, like he's like lifelong music.
Right.
It's hard to
capture that in an
Capture
hour
that.
and 50 minutes. Yeah.
and it's hard to impress Jamaicans that know Bob and been there
And probably grew
up with Bob.
Right.
Like, it's hard. And then it's like, so with that being, so me, I'm trying to be unbiased to watch it, but then I see the interview where Zig says, yo, we couldn't find a Jamaican to play Bob. I said, that is strange.
Now, who's he?
I wish Ziggy.
So Ziggy Marley.
Allegedly.
Or yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, that is a strange thing to say when you're, it's kind of strange. Like, you know what I mean? I wish that question didn't need to be asked.
The self voices.
Or like, he didn't need to answer that. Then, I said, let me just look in the comments.
Oh, shoot.
And then I see comments are limited. So I'm like,
Huh. You go,
that's strange. Then, the promotion. I'm like, I'm happy for the promotion. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is big.
it looks really good.
Big. And I'm like, you know when some things are promoted and then you're like, this could be really good, or like,
It could be...
since it's already at the highest of promotion, and you watch it and it's like you wanted so much more.
Right.
And I think that's where I felt.
You just wanted, yeah.
I wanted more of a biopic than, like, yes, this part was strong. It's monumental. I know this is coming out for a certain demographic. You know what I mean?
Right.
I liked, as much as they said they didn't have a Jamaican to play Bob, that's an issue that they gotta have to deal with for the rest of this biopic.
I mean, is that new?
Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot.
The first record,
you would have choked me.
you know what I thought about too?
Oh, shoot.
When I looked and I seen like Brad Pitt was executive producer, I was like, that's interesting. I'm like, remember when Brad Pitt played a Jamaican accent at one point in that movie? What was that movie?
I gotta get that movie
Like,
because
hey, the me is no duppy. It's not the time.
Oh,
for you,
in
lady.
the hospital. Yeah.
It's not your time. But the thing about it is, a lot of people, like I don't think he was there to like tell him how to be a Jamaican or be a part of it. I think some people, when you see executive producer, I feel like they just throw a little more money into sitting, or it's just the name.
They get it to get done.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I can't say that. And then when they said, like, the whole Jamaican, like there's Jamaican actors on there. That's out the gate. That's what I'm gonna say. There's Jamaican actors that were in the film, just not Bob. Or I don't know if Bob is like his background.
Bob's not Jamaican. Oh no, he's not Jamaican. I don't know if the actor's background.
Isn't
he English?
I think he's English or British or whatever. But
so just backtrack a little. So the movie is Meet Joe Black with Brad Pitt.
Okay, interesting title.
That's
but so they had, you know who I was happy to see, even though he didn't. I don't know if he gets any voice roles. Mutabaruka.
Okay,
he's in it.
Wait, I gotta.
So shout out Mutabaruka, and he spoke like his take on the movie was like he was happy to see like Rastafarianism in a movie like this. You know what I mean? Which was good. It brought tears to his eyes because you remember back then that wasn't a, it was acceptable thing.
So yeah, for like, we'll give it history in another time, but like
it wasn't acceptable. It wasn't acceptable. No. Even though it was very influential, it wasn't acceptable. You know what I mean?
It's the hair for me. I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't influential. Some people just didn't like certain things, right? Like the hair and stuff like that.
Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you like. Okay,
yeah,
I see what you mean.
I don't know. It's just, why couldn't they just let him grow his hair out? Install locks?
Oh, you're talking about the actor.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just seems like sorry.
It was the wrong time to say.
I was
like, whoa. I was trying to segue out of that because I'm like, this is not it. But I feel like there was shout out to Livy. I think it's Levy ENT. He's been doing acting on TikTok. I've been seeing his stuff, and he's acting, doing all these roles. Mm-hmm. So to see him have a role in the movie, I was happy to see. There's a bunch of actors that I know I've seen before on stuff, and they were there, which was good. I do find it very interesting when I feel like certain actors, they get like a circuit. So it's like the guy that was in that played Bob, he was in Secret Invasion, he was in Barbie. So to have him there, it's like, obviously this is like a trail.
It's networking.
You know what I mean? Same thing with Shauna Lynch. She did a good job as much as she could. She did a good job, but like, I feel like whatever, like a lot of people are in it, like you would know, but like the cost it took to get her, I feel like she was great actor, but like what I would love to see is the thing, and that's the thing, she's Jamaican descent, so I can't even say love to see a Jamaican, but like,
okay,
I feel like there had to be like a mandatory that they stayed in Jamaica for like a year.
Oh, just
with some country
cultural
absorbing of accents.
Oh, but then they might get framed for appropriation at that point. But you know what? Sorry.
But she's of Jamaican descent, so she's technically like going back home.
Yeah, her.
Oh, but like,
well, other people.
I mean,
even though it would be great for the development of the movie.
So 70 million, it was 75 million budget for this movie.
To get in box office?
Just or in general. Just to create a movie.
Yeah.
70 mil?
70 million
budget. Hold on. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
70 million.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah. The sound engineering was good.
That's probably part of the fee.
That probably was because
the licensing.
Licensing, sound engineering was good. There's some good scenes on there that I was like, I wish I heard more music, but it's not a biopic, right?
Oh,
so like songs like "Could You Be Love" was not in it.
What? Hold on, stop.
They probably don't have the rights to it.
First, I don't get a biopic. I don't get Peter Tosh. I don't get the.
You get like.
I don't get the music
Okay.
really. Like, what are we doing here?
So you get Peter Tosh.
It's
You
not
see a
about
guy-
that.
There's a person there that identifies. You can tell. You can see that they identify as Peter Tosh. You can see that they identify as Peter Tosh.
I don't want to hear it.
It's about his peace protest.
It's about that. That's what. And a little brief history of Bob.
It's about history.
It's about the history of.
Yeah,
peace.
on Black
Peace is
History
the
Month.
Me not want to hear that much.
Wow, you don't want to hear about though.
Nah, I want the full
That's
biopic.
crazy.
3 hour then. You want
That's
3 hour.
crazy.
I feel like
I think his efforts should be recognized.
the effort was there.
See, I don't know what's going on today, but what you're not gonna do. Sorry, just continue.
Spoiler alert, guys. I should have said that from before, but
Yeah,
I'm just gonna tell you.
swear to Jaw.
I guess it's swear to
Swear
John.
to Jaw, man. Not Jaw Rule, just like Jaw. Not the jaw like everyone has.
I liked. There's certain things I did like about it, but sometimes the conversations could be a bit like cringe.
Oh no.
Like
In
the
what
accent
way?
wasn't too bad, but it wasn't good. Like so, it wasn't like it wasn't Shatta's accent.
Is that
but
like
it was
authentic?
slightly better than Cool Runnings.
Wow, that is a slider. So it's not
Shatta's authentic.
okay. Shut
Like it's as authentic as you can be. Like there's subtitles everywhere in that movie. You know what I mean?
So Shatta's is up here. Cool Runnings is here. So
It's in the middle.
It's in the middle.
It's like Money and Violence. Remember the man Observe?
Oh no! Wow.
But it's still like there's times like there's certain dynamics that you would know that if Jamaicans played the role, it would be like prominent. Like
Okay.
the argument scene when him and Rita, it's digestible for people that don't know. Like the
So
accent.
the one we saw earlier.
Yes,
Okay.
that dynamic would sound the same. Would sound like the emotions would be completely different if it was like Jamaicans, like Jamaican, like
True, authentic Jamaicans.
like authentic. Like the words were there, things were there. Like
Just the delivery
like the
is-
delivery was like it's like we are go. It's like oh we are go. It's different. Like it's the passion would be different.
But then the thing is, you have to recognize, even though you're saying that as to what an authentic Jamaican person would be expressing themselves as, was Bob Marley that?
Going by the footage, I mean, he was kind of. I don't think I've seen him
Yeah.
angry almost. That would be interesting. Yeah.
But at a time, like in that situation where
It's still
for exa-
Bob.
It's still no, but it's still a Jamaican.
Yeah, but it's still Bob.
But
You can't
You can't-
overshadow Jamaicanness versus Bob Marley himself.
Bob Marley also showed when he was frustrated.
Yeah, of course. There's been many interviews, but he was still a very soft person,
Yes, but certain things,
especially in conflict.
certain things, I'm not too sure if you can be soft about.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and the problem is,
Are you projecting?
Even the huh?
Sorry.
Am I projecting? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Maybe.
I'm sorry.
Maybe, but like people that know Jamaicans would understand what I'm saying. But like another thing is like there's a dynamic where they're all in the studio, right? And they're talking, and it's weird because it's like you could tell it's very scripted, but at the same time it is you are acting, so it is scripted. But like you've been in a room of Jamaicans, and when they talk and how like fluid, as much as it sounds like passionate, as fluid as it can be.
Okay.
And how like sometimes it can be very witty and funny and fluid at the same time
Right.
in that dynamic. It's like it's there, but like
It's
not.
rigid. It's just rigid.
I hear you. I hear
Very
you.
controlled. It's
I
not
hear you.
loose.
It's
I hear you.
you see what I'm saying?
It's not loose. Like it's very like stay in this box. Stay in
Like
this
you're
box.
here. You're here. You say something. You say something. You say something. You say something, which is fine. But like, if it was
Like an actual
conversation.
You're holding a vibe. Everybody have reason. I'm holding a vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, it's good.
Put caption on the bottom for sure. Subtitles for that one.
Sometimes.
Sorry.
Okay. So like, you know, everybody I sit on a chat. It's like, everybody's have reason. Everybody I chat and I'm you know?
I get the vibe that you're trying to like say that it was lacking in. Okay, his performance wasn't giving that authenticity. Totally understand what you're saying.
But I feel like it's tough to do so.
As a Jamaican,
It is tough because that's a very tough role.
to
You said it so intentionally. Like, it's a very tough role.
No, but right. Because you know why? Because you know why? Because you're gonna have people that's been around to know Bob, that listen Bob. Them know Bob. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to play that role, and like it's a very like I don't know how you could please anybody, but I would assume the first thing you would think about is having a Jamaican play it.
Wow, this got the greatest teeth saying that.
I mean,
You know what I mean? Like,
how many of them would actually say they
you could have
want
got Bubba Hill, find beer dread, renter dread, fashion dread, whole heap of dread you could have find.
Okay, but how many of them would have done a really good job acting?
Acting in...
That's the other part.
There is names that I don't want to like implement because
Why? Why can't you recognize people for their good talents?
I don't remember all them names.
okay.
And I think that's the problem because I feel like there are talented actors in Jamaica, and I don't think they have the credibility or the presence or the status as like who they had acting,
Lined up.
right?
Do you really
and
think that's it?
I think that's what it is. I feel like there's a lot of people that can play that role, but they're not that popular, so they might not get the role.
Like, oh, you're not... You, like,
But then the thing about
the
it,
last role was this.
But that's how stars are made, though.
but that's the thing. In the movie, there's a part where Bob says he wants to perform in Africa, and the manager, white manager, goes, "Hey, you know, maybe we should focus on Europe because Africa doesn't have the infrastructure." Ooh. And and the movie Bob says, "Then we build it." Yeah, man. Then we build it. You guys had the opportunity to build that, and I feel like it was a good movie, but I feel like it could be built to have like Jamaican actors to do things. You know what I mean?
Now, I'm going to go left, but it's not. It's in the same subject. Steven Seagal, when he did A Time to Kill, all those actors except a few were authentic Jamaican people.
When the man said, yo, this white mother fight too, brother. Like, that is like, based off what I remember, it sound authentic.
Right.
But I don't know how real. Were they all real Jamaicans?
They were real. So anyone you seen in the scene, one guy, he was in the Michael Jackson black and white video. I forgot the guy's name. There's the other guy who was on Different World. When you see the faces, you'll be like, oh, I recognize these people. But the one part when he goes like, I want Hacha dead. It was a very like, they want Hacha dead.
But you need
Like,
that's the problem. I need
the white boy Hacha.
This is me personally. I want a Shatta's accent, not Luke Cage Bushmaster.
Oh wow!
You see what I'm saying?
I like these. I like the scales. So
There's a difference.
So we have Shatta's, Cool Runnings, which is kind of. Then we have
Cool Runnings a pass. To me personally, Cool Runnings a pass because maybe us as kids when we saw Cool Runnings, this was an amazing movie to watch. I mean, maybe some Jamaicans back then were like,
right.
Let it go on because, you know. But
I like these skills. So Cool Runnings, Shatta's is up here. That's like
Shatta's is like
right
as
in terms of accents. Like Shatta's is up here.
This part, but this is the thing. There's more Jamaican film that is out there. Like The Harder They Come, Jimmy Cliff is a wicked movie.
I heard that name before.
That movie is wicked. Harder They Come, y'all need to watch that. But for this Bob movie, I say it's a good start. There is another Bob biopic which was better that was filmed in Jamaica and stuff. It's older. It is older.
Oh, okay.
I do think if they do this again, they need to do it as a series it has to be longer.
And they actually have to be in Jamaica for a while. Be like, nah, forget my
Or how
agents.
Jamaican actors do it. But it's good. It's a good start. Like, I feel like this is a start. So if this is just the building process of the process of more Tough Gong Studios creating bigger stuff like this,
That would be, yeah.
I would say use this as a stepping stone to keep going.
They could do a Marvel thing.
Because you're gonna hear this, because they can do a Marleyverse.
Because it can be like, okay, this is the part where, okay, like you said, the political, and then we'll do a movie where it's kind of before that, and then we'll do one where
they can branch out. They could do a junior gang, because you remember it's a different baby mother and different family side. You could do this side of the farm. You could do the Peter. I think Peter Tosh story.
That has to be. That
Listen,
has to be told.
What?
That has to be told.
What? They have to talk about the Whalers. There's a part when they did the flashback and they were doing the Whalers and they were in Studio One and all that stuff. That part, perfect. It's just,
Yo, I've never seen that.
It brought you back to like if you, I remember, because it's the nostalgia. You know, I wasn't born, but like I remember hearing that for the first time. I felt like I was there. And just hearing my parents talk about them times when that music used to run, right?
Right.
And it's just such a better life. And then you come to Canada. But anyway, I understand why. But but yo, like, one thing you can say, for someone that monumental, it's hard to please everybody.
Right.
You know, I think it's a start.
It's a start.
It's a start for bigger things. I do believe that, like, it is possible to add more people to recognition. When I watched the movie too, I felt like they cut out some scenes. I didn't have to, like...
Oh, you can tell, like...
You could tell that, like, they have a time limit, so they have to cut out some prominent things that maybe would patch things up. Because you're watching it like you want to know more.
That's good.
Okay. Which is actually, yeah, okay.
You want to know more,
yeah, that's
right?
good, though.
And you, like... Remember, Bob has a whole heap of song. Whole heap of song that was just not played in there. That is like, man.
I think there's a more...
You want to do your research.
I think it's a licensing thing. Like, I know they did a couple, but...
They did it for Exodus, for sure. But, yeah, Exodus. Because that's the whole movie is based off. His Exodus, they were filming in England and whatever.
Wow. Okay.
And showing how, music when it hits you feel no pain.
I'm surprised they didn't do... I guess they can add it in, but his time in Japan, because apparently the whole locking thing culture in Japan is because when he touched down in Japan, it was just...
But, yeah.
Just changed. The people were like, nah, I'm gonna put this questionable substance in my hair. I'm locking.
I would like to know what the other...
I'm throwing.
I would like to know what the children feel about the movie.
Oh, like the...
Bob's
if they
children?
support the movie, yeah. Because everybody might know Bob for a different perspective, right? And I would love to see, like, a universe of that.
Everyone's perspective.
Everyone's perspective, maybe.
Well, then that's a documentary after. It's not a movie like that.
But I don't know if there's tension between the families. Because I don't know if there's tension. Everybody has a different story. But I would love to see, like, a biopic or a series where it had... Like, you can... If you want to branch out to everybody, like, you could... I feel like that will be wicked. Like, I think Peter Tosh's one would be crazy.
Okay.
Because he passed away by murder.
By murder?
But he got shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Jamaica?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Unfortunately. Like, and there's, like, man. But yeah, like they said, one thing I realized with all this stuff, they said something. For me, the biggest part was when they said, "Yo, I think that this goes for all black people." You know what I mean? They're saying there's no infrastructure. Then we build that infrastructure. But the one scariest part about this is they talk about a situation with Bob's manager, which I realize it happens with every talented superstar. Like the manager robs.
It's robs the artist.
The artist
skimming off the top.
or skimming off the top because he wanted to do a tour in Africa. It's in the documentary. It's didn't bunch of people speak about it,
right?
And it's in the movie too. that the manager, he tells him, you know, I want you to book a show for Africa. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorting that out to do the tour in Africa. And then he asked him how much you want to charge or whatever. And he's like, yo, listen, just charge for the band, charge for the, you know, us performing the band, whatever rate, and for a good sound system.
Yeah.
I think he charged way more and pocketed the money.
That's
in the midst of trying to build the infrastructure.
Right. The classic.
So
let's say, for example, it'd be like cost 100,000. You tell the manager like 300,000. Let me just.
And it seems like that's so part of the game.
What for charging?
Like
charging, but I don't know. Like that's just I don't know.
Entertainment, I guess.
Entertainment, business acumen.
Like no, anything with business.
Anything with commission, anything with management, and then there's a part. Like, man, I feel like I'm spoiling the movie in a way. You know what I mean?
No, sorry. My face is like this because I think a lot of black people don't understand how business works. But
right.
Whoa.
So it's like...
Right.
There's a sense of understanding. There's a sense of certain things.
Pricing.
Things like that. People still have to live.
Sorry.
So, and that's where... You see what I'm saying?
It would have cost to them in their mind as the artist. These are the feasible costs that they see, but the manager sees the other costs. They don't see those ones.
This is a good debate too. For another day.
And I'm gonna leave that out in the open. Business people can speak on that because you know something. I rob you, Bob. Right there, murder.
I mean, honestly, I had to do this breakdown at work with somebody, and they were just like, "Why don't they just get this service?" And And I said, "I hear you. I understand what you're saying, but in order for that service to happen, you think that it's gonna just cost this much to get the machinery, get the whatever, all these other stuff." I said, "Yeah, but who's installing it?
Ooh, that's
what's the price for that person to install it?
Maintenance.
What's the maintenance like? You know, when administration has to book them, that's their pay too. Who's paying them? The time it takes to actually construct, those are people on the floor that you have to pay for. And if any delay or you can't install it because of whatever issues from infrastructure, then that's going to add to your stuff. A survey calls, this and that, all these things. So when you're done and you say, oh, the budget's this, but it only costs this, what do they do with the money? But sorry.
And that's the thing. There's a part of that. There's a part of that aspect that people don't realize.
Yes.
And, you know, even me in business, like, when I'm trying to get a quote out and people be like, hey, man, why are you charging this? I'm like, because you're paying for my experience and you're paying for my time. When my labor cost is this, you're paying for my experience and you're paying for my time.
And the person's nice to say, like, how do you think I got here?
You can hire a cheap person that will last you 4 hours to do this job and might not do it right.
Which
you can hire experienced person. Twice. Yeah, you hire experienced person where it'll be 10 minutes and it's done right, and you don't have to worry about it or look back at it again, or you could sleep at night. Unfortunately, there's people that don't. There's those 4-hour people that act like they're 1-hour people.
Oh, wow, okay.
And sabotage and mash it up for everybody. Hence why you need to ask their experiences if they could prove it and, you know, stuff.
Right.
It's getting harder and harder every day due to AI and all that stuff. But I guess that's just, I don't know. You know, there's still stupid people with degrees, right?
This is true. This is very true.
You could pass a class with 1% passing. Meaning your fail was like, let's say your fail's 50. Or, okay, actually, it'll be higher than that. So let's say your fail is like 70, right? I mean, if you get 71, you still pass the bar, but you're the lower spectrum of your graduating class, right?
I'll just say this. The Bob Marley movie was good. It was sick. I'll give it a 6, 7. But the problem is, the only thing I think is, like, I feel like it must be a good thing if I want more and I want to see more. I want to see a change. I want to see
in society.
In the
movie world.
In the movie world of that part. Like, if they're gonna do another Caribbean type movie, like if they're gonna do another Bob Marley movie or series, I feel like they'll learn from that movie.
Okay.
You can learn from this movie what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Everybody learns or whatever. I'm glad that it got out to the box office. It's doing great in the box office.
They say it's gonna hit.
And it's great.
They say first movie of this year to maybe hit 100 million.
Yeah, and it's great.
Yeah.
You know, Bob Marley is I would never expect less.